Okay, I want to do a video, hopefully a quick one, I don't know. I want to talk about phones. The reason for that is because the phone that I got, not that one, the Ulefone Note 18 Ultra is gone, no longer works. Now this is what that phone looks like. And I did a quick look at it when I first got it. So for the hardware part, it's pretty decent. It wasn't too bad until I got an update. So you got one update on the OS, and that stopped the finger scanner from working. And then another day I was cleaning it. It was inside the cover, as you can see here. And because I had cleaned it before, I noticed that water got in there. I had it facing down. I put water on it like this and turn it, and water went in there anyways. So even though I kind of kept trying to keep it out, it went into the SD card. Not the SD card, the SIM card. Well, it's the same for both, an SD card and a SIM card holder. So I took it out, wiped it, and then the SIM card stopped working no matter what. I thought it was just a SIM card. I got a new SIM card, put it in there, still nothing happening. So in terms of that hardware, the hardware's been okay, but if you get water in there, it's done. It's no longer going to work, so I can't use the phone because it's completely gone. So another aspect of this phone that I want to talk about is the buttons. You can see they're on the left side, not on the right side. On the right side you only have the finger scanner. It took me a while to kind of get used to using them, but I still don't like it. I prefer everything on the buttons on the right hand side, even if it has a finger scanner on here. This one does not have a fingerprint scanner. So this is pretty annoying. I don't like any buttons on the left side because obviously I'm right-handed and most people use their phones with the right hand. I know there's some lefty, but that is just annoying. It's hard to get used to it when all of them have it on here. So it's just something to keep in mind if you're gonna get a phone. Remember that. It is a nice thin phone. It wasn't too heavy. One other problem or drawback that I didn't like about this phone is if you look here, there's a hole for the mic and there's a hole for the SD card. Every single time I kept going here because it looked bigger and it was just easier to just automatically go there. And that's not the hole for the SIM card. It's this one right here. So placement of those holes is just bad. Or maybe just where they put the SIM card instead of putting it on the side like on this other phone. I'll get into that a little later, but right now I want to show you the hardware part of them because there's something about this SIM card holder and that one that's different. So this one doesn't have anything, so you have 1 and 2. I don't know if the camera will catch that, but that's all you get. You get either 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and 1 SD card on this one. And so let me leave it out so I can see it, and I have the phones off just so I can do this. Definitely don't do this with the phone on. Now this is the replacement phone I just picked up off Amazon. It is called a Sunsamito, so that's the name. It's supposed to have Android 14, 512 gigs of storage, 1.8 hertz CPU, supposed to be 5G. 5G works. But I will show you that it's an Android 12, not an Android 14 phone, which is what sucks about it. It's a nice, decent phone, but when I got it, as soon as you turn it on, you can tell it's not your regular Android. This is, the camera setup was kind of nice. Feels okay. But this thing was heating up to the touch pretty bad. So when I first started trying to just update the what do you call it, the apps, not even the OS, because there's no update on that. So let me get this SIM card out and show you. I think this is the one that came with it. I can't remember. I have a couple here. So let me get this one. So as you can see, I have a SIM and then an SD card, a 256 SD card. Now the reason I want to show you this is because this one is nicer because it has two actual SIM slots and the one for the SD card. So you can have your regular SIM, your SD card, and then if you want a second SIM card, then you can have it on there. Say if you go to another country or whatever, then you can use that. Unfortunately, most of them only have two like that, which sucks because this is definitely nicer to have. The more spaces for those, and you can still keep your other two. And this one's either or, so that's the only downside, which is weird because this was actually more expensive than this one. Well, about $50 more, and this one has that, but unfortunately the OSs where they kind of all basically meet each other because that's where they fall. The hardware is kind of decent on both, but when it comes to the operating systems, it's like you get 1,000 of these different manufacturers, and a lot of them, they just pump these things out to get them out, and then they forget about the software, which is a pretty important part. And this one was ranking okay, but until the fingerprint scanner started going, I couldn't use it, and I will show you that in a moment. But let me put this back together here if I can see. Yep, it's this way. So you kind of got to see where the little notches for the what do you call it, for the SIM card, because they kind of go through. It's this way. And if you have big fingers or if you shake, good luck with that. So this one goes in like that. Once it's in there, it's fine. So let me go ahead and turn them on just to show you what they look like. So as soon as you see that, you can tell there's a difference. This one at least has the manufacturer. That's what it says. Sorry. It says welcome. The other one says you phone. And see how this one is black, which is nice. You don't want this white background when you're looking at the phone or you turn it on in the dark. I mean, this thing is gonna just light you up about a mile away. So this sucks. And let me see. So I got a pin here. Let me see. Oh, before I do that, let me show you the fingerprint scanner. It's not working. See? However, I think my face is. I guess not. I haven't. Actually, I reset the phone, so I haven't done anything to it. One other thing before I forget that I need to mention about this particular phone. The sensor for your face is really good, because you can be in total darkness and it still would work. Unlike the other phones, every other phone I had, you have to have a light. This one worked really well. Complete darkness and it'll still work. Which is the reason I say it's pretty sad that, you know, they stopped working on the software. Anyway, so we'll go here. It says pin. Let me see, my face should work. But see, I'm kind of in the dark here, so it's not. Alright, let's see. Okay, anyway, I'm in there. So while that one is coming up, let me show you. Let me put it higher here. Let's go to a fingerprint scanner. Okay. So we're gonna go to, where is it? Fingerprint right there. Let me see. Okay. So I am going to try and do a fingerprint manager right here. Enter my PIN. Okay, that works. So that's what you get. Enter your fingerprint, and then you have to go more. I agree. And there's the problem. Enrollment was not completed. Fingerprint enrollment didn't work. Try again or use a different finger. It didn't even let you do it. So fingerprint's completely gone after an update on the OS. So that's pretty useless. The other thing that this came with, alright, the other program that came with this one, it's a remote control program. So you can add different remote controls for almost any brand, and you get different countries here. And my friend actually wanted to check that feature out, and that's one of the other good things about this phone. The other good thing that I can tell you about is about the radio. You can listen to the radio without headphones on this one. So that was another good one. Let me see if I can turn it on.
Heaven above,
there you go.
and signs in the earth beneath.
Okay, so that is a cool feature as well. And these are the default programs on here. So there is nothing that I have on here, but let's see if there's anything else I want to mention about the phone. No, I think I covered pretty much everything. So you can see it still works, but even if I put a SIM card here, there is no, wait, it's on the bottom. There's still no SIM card, so it just doesn't work. So that's why I had to get a replacement. Now, the replacement, let's see. I went ahead and did a reset as well on this phone, and unfortunately you can tell this is not the same Android. Seems more like an Android Go version just because of the way you reset. But according to, let me see, I think I might be able to get it here. No, I don't need it. I'm looking at it right now. So this is supposed to be Android 14. So let me show you what I found. And it says on the description on the Amazon, it's supposed to be a P19 Pro. So let's take a look real quick. PX9, that's what it says on here. Hardware MT6762, and it's supposed to be a Snapdragon 888. Obviously it is not a Snapdragon 888. And let's take it out. See that? Android 12. It's not Android 14 either. So another lie on that. And this is what you gotta be careful about, because a lot of phones will tell you they're like Android this or that, and some of this device info programs will show you what the system says but not what the actual hardware is, and or what they do have. If that makes any sense. But this one does, so it actually tells you what it is. So it's looking at, it came with Android 12, obviously it's not Android 14, so that's another problem. And the CPU is a MediaTek. There you go. Helio A22, not Snapdragon 888. Alright, what else? Let's see, battery. Look at this, it says 8,000. Let's see if I can grab it here. 1,000 milliamp hours. I know it's supposed to have a 5,000 milliamp hours, so that might even be actually good. So who knows? Other than that, let's see that display. It's supposed to have a an OLED display, and I can tell you this is no OLED. Look at that. Wait, I don't know if camera sees that, but 720 by 1612, and you had supposedly 48 PM, not megapixels, and 108 megapixel camera, which is a lie. Density is 320 DPI, and I think they had it as, well, OLED, 120 hertz display. Yeah, right. The description says 120, this one actually says 60. So another lie, because it's not that. And I was looking at the, what was it? The memory. So this is the card that I have on there. Oh yeah, internal storage. It's supposed to be 512. Check it out. That's only a 50 gigabytes right there, right here. And then 12 for the memory. So that looks okay. Random access, but anyway, there you go. 50, not 512. And the camera, here you go. It's supposed to be, what did I just say? 100 something. Oh, go back here. 48 and 108. Yeah, 12 and 12 on front and the back. Not even close. Let's see what else we got here. Sensors. Oh yeah, this one doesn't have a fingerprint scanner or an NFC on the back. It doesn't say that it does have it, but this one doesn't even have that, so which is just one of those things. I just wanted to get a quick phone just to get me through for a while, but turns out it's worse than I thought. I mean, it's just something I picked off Amazon that was there. Let me see here. Internal storage 50 gigs. Total 50.9. And then external, that's my external, which is my SD card. So there you have it. You have to really check these things. What else? The good thing is that it kind of works, but this is like those phones that they give for free. It'll work, you know, for a little bit, but over time the problem with these phones is just that they are so slow, and you're just gonna get frustrated using something like this. And I don't know why they keep doing that. I mean, nowadays the minimum should be at least 256 for your storage. I mean, that's bare minimum now, because one of the things I've been running into, not just with Android but Apple, everybody keeps asking me about putting their pictures somewhere because they keep running out, whether it's Android or whether it's Apple. So I'm still trying to figure out a better way to do it, because what I'm finding out more and more is that everything is just more frustrating to do nowadays. There's no simple way to do it. Like just yesterday I was trying to help someone move their pictures from an iPhone to a computer, Windows computer. Well, you have to have an Outlook account if you want to connect it. You have to have another app on the phone if you have to connect it. You know, I was just going through the whole thing, and I had to update the, what do you call it, the laptop, because they're not computer savvy, and I've been running into this quite a bit, and I'll be honest, it just gets frustrating trying to work with things that just don't have the hardware to let you do what you need to do. Number one. Number two, if the person is not computer literate, and you know, there's a lot of people like that, one, they're older, or even if you're not that old, they don't care about computers. They, this thing's just, they just want to get things done, just want good basic stuff done. And it's hard to do because you can't just go and do it real quick. So another example of that is trying to move files out of an Android phone. So I just ran into this one app, so I'm going to show you what it is. It's called ZPush, which I just started using, and I like because you don't have to set up any accounts or anything else unless you already have them to move files from, like, say, your phone or to your computer or whatever. You just tell it where to go. You just add it right here. So you get the source, then you have the target. Yeah, if you're doing a NAS, you can just do the IP and the account, and then the target right here where you want to put it, or you can just move it from the phone to your SD card, for example, that kind of thing, without having to set anything else up. So it's called ZPush, like zebra, and it's similar to what's that other program I was using, the Sync thing, or Sync something. It's a very popular one, but you have to set up the server for that. And with this one, you don't have to set anything else up if you just want to move files around without setting anything else up. Oh, Sync thing, I think it was. So this one's a little better in the sense that you don't have to actually have another server set up. Obviously, if you want to go to NAS and stuff like that, you have to, but that's one way of doing it. The other way I am doing file transfers right now is with this one right here. KDE, where is it? KDE Connect right there. Let me see if this will catch it. I have the glare on the screen, so that's why I'm moving it. This one's working pretty well for the Linux. Is basically like the Microsoft version of that for Windows. So let me look for it. I think it's called PhoneLink. PhoneLink. Yeah. So it is PhoneLink for Windows, and this one works similar. So it's very simple. You just connect this to whatever computer, and then when you send files, you go and choose the files you want to send. So if I wanted this, and that, and then select, and then it sends them. So it's kind of pretty cool, pretty easy. The other ones, like, come on, are you done? So that's PhoneLink for Windows, but I found that to be very slow and cumbersome. Sometimes it connects, sometimes it doesn't, so I'm not using that. I'm just using the other one. So that is what that one is. So I'll put it right here next to it so you can see better. Right there. And so this phone has to go back because it's just like an Android Go. I'm trying to figure out what else I want to show you on this. This one does say it's 5G. I barely get a bar or two, so I don't know. That's the other thing. This is supposed to be 5G, and the 5G never worked on this phone. It's a nice thin phone, but because I was usually getting the rugged phones, let me show you. And the reason I stopped is because these things are humongous. So you can see, look how thick these things are. And this was a good phone too. The Hotwave Cyber 7. I never used it because it came with some, not ransomware, but just some extra software that, someone was coming into the phone, so somebody put some some software in there to. It was an automatic. What do you call it? Not a virus, but it was just doing its own thing basically. So I want to see if I can load my own Android OS eventually, but just one of those things. So I'm gonna look into that maybe later. But so this one, it has a radio too, but you need the earphones on there, so that's kind of whack. Let's see what else. Man, it works okay. I did put the Google wallpapers. That's what I changed, because one it comes with is just one pretty kind of like pinkish almost. But anyway, so just be aware of that. I mean, the phone looks pretty decent physically. Fortunately, when it comes to the software and the actual hardware, you know, that's what they lie to you. But again, the minimum should be at least 256. And even the most expensive phones, that's like the most annoying thing, that they have like the minimum, or they all have 128. I mean, that stuff is just the apps is gonna fill that up. So that's the reason I say that, because if your apps fill the internal memory, then you can't even do anything. You're stuck. And 128 is just what happens every time with those. So that's why I said, make sure it's at least 256. 512 is even better, but good luck finding an affordable phone that has similar specs that is not gonna lie to you. Because be careful, there are a lot of those phones on, well, everywhere, Amazon, Ali, and all those Chinese sites, where they tell you, yeah, you get 256, 32 megs of this and that, and they blow up all the specs, and then you end up with this, like Android Go, which is like the smallest Android version you can get, I guess. And just by working on it, you can tell this thing can barely keep up with anything. So I mean, it's working. At least it didn't have any weird software on it, but again, it's just one of those frustrating things that I've seen a lot on Android phones, and unfortunately that's where we're at. They're a company that makes some nicer phones, but so you really gotta go and look for it and read about them. But you know, when you just want to get something because it dies, that's where you're stuck. I know there's a lot of pros and cons on this stuff, but just wanted to do that quick video on that, just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on with the new phones now. Actually, another phone that my mom has is just one of those other no-name brands. Android has been having a lot of issues, and her phone is working, but the ringer stopped working. It just doesn't ring no matter what. I tried to clean it, I tried doing all this stuff, and the phone just won't ring. It vibrates. I took that off and I play with it a lot. It's not my first time doing this on the phone, but her phone just rings. And so Android has been having some issues there. Just so you're aware of that. If your phone is doing some weird stuff, that could be it, because I'm still seeing that.